Reyna Silver, our value proposition is we're looking for a large silver deposit. We're looking for something that has the potential for being a high-grade and district-scale project. And we're doing so in 3 locations, 2 in Mexico, 1 in Nevada. Our exploration is a combination of brownfield and greenfield. So all our properties are either themselves a high-grade silver producer that was significant, or it's a continuation of a silver producer that didn't have, was never explored during modern times. So that's really what the company's about. If you look at what's happening in the silver market nowadays, all the mid-tier producers are having to resort to buying gold projects. And the reason for that is because there simply aren't any large silver projects that are ready to go. So when we started Reyna Silver, we're really answering the question, can we find a project that's big enough, high grade enough, that it could be acquired by a major? And the answer is it does exist, but you have to go and find it. And that's basically what we're doing in Reyna Silver. What differentiates us at Reyna Silver from other companies is we take an exploration approach that's perhaps a little bit more similar to what the mid-tiers or a major would do. We're looking at a project in a very systematic approach on a district scale basis, looking not just for a small mine. We're really looking for projects that could be big. And the other thing is, we were very active during the times where the market was not very favorable. And as a result of that, we were able to put 3 district scale projects, which in this market is almost impossible to do. So all 3 of our projects are quite large. And we spent the years of the bad markets working on getting the properties to be drill ready. And so now we're drilling actively 2 properties. And in September, we'll start drilling our Nevada property, Medicine Springs. So we'll be drilling on 3 fronts. And then the other thing that sets us apart is our technical team is led by Peter McGaw, who is, I would say, arguably one of the best silver exploration geologists. He obviously made the discovery for Max Silver, Juanicipio. And, I do believe that having, strong technical team takes a lot of the level of risk out of exploration, which in itself is so risky. So having 3 different projects and then having, a competent technical team and being well funded, I think is something that sets us apart. I think what I would say is, for any investor that has apprehension about the sector, our sector is still very cheap compared to the broader market. I think given what we're living through right now, I think everybody saw the inflation numbers last Friday. I think it's time to take a serious look at gold and silver, obviously the physical metal. And then what companies like Reyna Silver does is giving you additional leverage to the silver price. We are also taking an approach that will allow us to find something that's of size. We do believe that it's a good time for investors to look at our sector. It's still severely undervalued. The metal is undervalued, but the equities are even more undervalued compared to the general market. And at some point, there'll be a correction. I don't need to explain to people, I think a lot of people realize that time may be upon us. And at that point, you don't need a lot of money to flow from the general market into the mining equities for not just our company, but the entire sector to re-rate. If you look at Reyna Silver, we trade very similar to silver price, but obviously with a lot more movement to the upside. I think the most challenging thing is, this sector, especially the kind of exploration that we do, there's so much intrinsic risk. You have to deal with, the project risk. You have to deal with the community risk. You have to deal with the country risk. And then, the market risk, which is tremendous. You can't really control it. The commodity prices are volatile. And then at the end of the day, I think that part is quite challenging. And then the most rewarding side of it is, when you're able to harmonize a company so that you're able to have a strong team on the ground. You're able to build a strong relationship with the community to give the social license to operate. And the most rewarding side of the business is obviously the possibility of making a discovery that's going to be transcendental. Be able to have a discovery that could be a mine that could be there for generations. That's when you are doing district scale exploration. That really is the ultimate goal, that you not just find a small mine, but potentially find a mine that could be there for a long time. And then if you see, I get to see it firsthand, even just on the basis of the exploration that we do in Mexico. The jobs that you create, the opportunities that you create for people in areas where typically there aren't that many opportunities. Mining jobs, especially in geology, are very well paid. So that part is incredibly satisfying. I'll tell you, my favorite memory for PDAC is this year, because typically PDAC happens during March and it's freezing. And I just walked from one meeting to the next, and it's really interesting. The weather in Toronto is actually quite beautiful. I don't think I've ever been here in the summer. So other than that, I think having the opportunity of participating in the Gala Nights, where they give the award for best discovery. I think two of our I had an opportunity to be at those awards for when Peter McGaw received his award. Peter McGaw, who's in our advisory board for the discovery at Juanicipio. And it is actually a great event every year that we get to come, the whole industry coming together, and then having an opportunity to also introduce your projects to the bigger companies. But I have to say this year was great because of the weather, so I'll put that as my favorite memory.